Welcome everybody to our special presentation today. My name is Jeremy Jenkins and I have the honor to be with Tina Seitz. She is one of the formulators of this new and amazing product called Replenish from Pure Innovations. And just a little bit about Tina. She is she's a product development manager is what she is. And she began her wellness career over 25 years ago with passion and knowledge of nutrition and skincare. She owns a successful skincare practice called Hanai Organic Skincare in Scottsdale, Arizona. She furthermore utilizes her expertise to as a consultant with many business owners, physicians, and others to custom formulate skincare and supplements, as well as promote the development of their brand. Over the past several years, she has been highlighted internationally as a skincare and wellness expert with numerous appearances on many of the area's local TV channels, The Doctor Show, and international podcasts. Her views on wellness are backed by functional medicine and nutrition with the purpose of giving the body the tools and nutrients it needs to heal itself. So Tina, thank you for joining us today. It's a real pleasure to be with you.
Thank you so much, Jeremy.
Oh, no problem. All right, so we have a bunch of questions that the different, so we have distributors from Disrupt, who Disrupt is the exclusive distributor of this product, and they're really curious about what it can do, how it works, and all of that. So just to start out, I wanted to ask you, where did the idea come from to develop this product?
Well, basically, I did a lot of research. Initially, we were launching in Asia first, which they're about 6 years more advanced than we are here in the US as far as skincare, specifically Korea. Korea is really at the forefront of innovation. And over there, their main concerns are pigments. They want just white skin. If you have, freckles and stuff, that means you're a field worker, and it's more of a status for them. As well, it's a signal of damage on the skin. Their also main concern over there is toxins, pollution. So they're very ritualistic with their regimes and how they take care of their skin. So cleansing is a huge part of it, and cleansing with oil is something that they love to do. So I started looking at what they were doing. A lot of things they were doing were going against what the skin's meant to do, and that's more in lines with the bleaching of the skin. So when they had pigment, a lot of times they were bleaching harsh chemicals on their skin, which was causing more pigment and damage. And so I basically started looking at ingredients that would counteract those harmful DNA damage from the sun and pollution. And so I put the most stable form of vitamin C in here. It was just released, and I knew it had to be added in here because the clinical studies that were coming back were just so amazing. All the other ingredients are nutritive botanicals that work synergistically together to help heal the skin. So besides the vitamin C, my second favorite ingredient is the mustard seed extract. That is the most bioavailable form of vitamin E that you can get from anywhere. So it's natural source. And with mustard seed extract, it's also been used in ancient times in Asia, Ayurvedic, for a lot of healing. So look, mutated cells, which again is pigment. It has a lot of trace minerals in it, copper. Copper is huge for the skin. When we have sagging and aging, it's a copper deficiency. When we have a copper deficiency, that's when we lose elasticity in our skin. And so I love the fact that the mustard seed extract had that. So, and then I just started adding ingredients like caprylic acid from coconut helps to maintain the normal immune system of the skin. It also helps to push everything in. Again, every ingredient is anti-inflammatory in this product, and every ingredient works synergistically together to do what it's supposed to do, or give the body and cells what they're supposed to do and heal and repair.
Awesome. That's awesome. Speaking specifically about that, the vitamin C ester, I have a friend who's from Japan, and
Okay.
he's a real expert on all the skincare things. He's worked at different skincare companies, and he wanted me to ask you specifically on that. Can you tell us a little bit more about that vitamin C ester? What about it is so special? What makes it so stable? He mentioned something about a company in Japan called Hayashibura or something like that, and they make a vitamin C that's it's called AA2G, and it binds glucose to the vitamin C. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I don't know that one in particular. I know in Japan, they considered vitamin C a quasi-drug.
Mhm.
And they actually, Shiseido had a patent on a vitamin C. And I was actually looking at that one. I was torn between the two, which one to put in. And because I was doing the Asian market, and Shiseido had just released the patent, they had a 10-year patent, it was just released, so I could put it in there. And it worked really well with pigment, but it just didn't have as much healing properties on the DNA as this one did. So the study showed that there's just no other vitamin C as stable as this. And what makes it stable is basically the way that they encapsulate it in the carrier. So a lipid. The most viable or bioavailable form of vitamin C is ascorbic acid, but you need a carrier to get it in. And that's the only recognizable source of vitamin C that your body says, oh yeah, that's vitamin C, I'm going to use it. If it sees something that it doesn't know, it doesn't know where to put it. But if the cell sees, oh, this is vitamin C, it just absorbs it and puts it exactly where you need it, which is in the internal cell. When you encapsulate it in a lipid form, what we have found, and this is just by accident, is that it takes it to the outer membrane of the cell, because the outer membrane of the cell is the lipid form of the cell, which is perfect because that's where most of the damage has occurred from free radicals and everything. And when you have a damaged cell, you have like a Lopi cell. And when you have Lopi cells, that's when you have like uneven structure of the skin. When we have plump round cells, that's when we have more even texture. And also when we have mutated cells or Lopi cells, that's when our body starts seeing them as foreign. And that's another reason why I would never use hydrogenated oils. A lot of skincare products will put hydrogenated oils in their products because then it won't go rancid. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that your skin will see a hydrogenated oil as a foreign invader, and it makes the outer membrane of the cells stiff and not pliable, and then you get wrinkles. So it's like, what's the use of doing that?
Exactly. Okay. Wow. That kind of brings us to the next question, which was, how does that really work on the cellular level? So his other question was, his understanding was with nanotechnology, that's a big thing now, especially in Asia. They talk about the nano size. That's how it's the only way it can penetrate, right? And so does this product actually penetrate? Is it nano size, or how does it get into the cell?
No, it's not nanotechnology. I like nanotechnology. I researched it a lot. I like it actually for supplements internally. Mm-hmm. That's another story. But with how this works is it mimics our own oils in our skin. So we have what is called phosphatidylcholine, is the lipid that's found in our skin. And this mimics our own skin. Again, it recognizes it and it pulls it exactly where we need it to. So, and because this is in its natural form, again, it has the live enzymes. It's like a raw food diet for your skin. There's only 2 ingredients in it that are not in its raw state, and that's the vitamin C and the caprylic. The caprylic is, again, breakdown from the coconut oil, which we also have coconut oil in it, but we added a little more caprylic acid for the integrity and immunity of the skin. The vitamin C, again, I added it because of the component it's going to do inside the cell. But the other oils, and as well as the squalene from sugar beets, it mimics our own natural sebum, our oil, and the skin recognizes it and pulls it exactly where it needs to be. Again, the outer membrane of the cell, into the organelles of the cell, the mitochondria of the cell to give it energy. So it is definitely bioavailable and delivering it where we need to.
Awesome. Okay. So basically, all of these ingredients act as antioxidants, right? So you're talking about the free radicals that damage. And so one of the questions, and you don't hear it as much, but there's something called the ORAC value.
Yes.
Does this product have an ORAC value?
It does. And that would be the acai that I had put in there. The acai pulp has a very high ORAC value. It's one of the highest of all the berries. Actually, the darker the berry, the higher the ORAC value.
Okay.
So that's the main reason why I put the acai in there. And also, when you put the antioxidants like that with a high ORAC value, the main reason why you do that is, again, to preserve the vitamin C. So all the antioxidants have, some form of abilities to heal, or vitamin C, even natural vitamin C. But because we put this vitamin C in there, what the antioxidants from the other ingredients does is it preserves it longer in the cell. So it can work a little longer and do what it's supposed to.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So could you say that this is, it's like an age reversal kind of thing? Is that what it's doing?
Yeah, I guess there's buzzwords out there with marketing, and everybody's like, oh, anti-aging, anti-aging. Well, what exactly is anti-aging? Okay, you don't want to age, and what causes us to age? There's galactation of the skin, which is the #1 aging, and that's before sun. And galactation is by eating too much sugar. And that's going to age us faster than anything. And I actually brought visuals here because I knew I was just going to talk about it. It's like browning of a banana. And basically what's happening to this banana is the sugars are becoming more dense. This is sugar. The brown is to sugar. Well, when that happens in our skin, it's starting to break down, and it makes sticky cells and hardened cells, and that's why we age. So sugar. And now I forget the question. What was the question?
about anti-aging or age reversal.
Oh, okay. So that was one of the main reasons for aging, is lactation of the skin, and again, the sunlight. So definitely want to protect that. So this definitely has a lot of protective things in it, as well as from the sun. The raspberry seed extract actually gives it a same SPF and even stronger than titanium dioxide. The one thing that we don't want to ever do is claim that it has an SPF, because then it's considered an over-the-counter drug. But it does have preventative benefits from UVA, UVB, and UVC rays. UVA rays are the ones that go through clouds, that gives us the most harm, that goes in and damages the nucleus and cause DNA damage. The UVB rays are the burning rays, the ones we feel, which causes inflammation. The UVC are the ones that we get from our artificial light, which can also start mutating our cells. So this will protect from that. But as far as age reversal, how we're reversing the aging process with this product is we're going in and we're healing mutated cells. So again, when you have pigment, that's DNA damage. And so what this is doing is it's going in and it's allowing our own skin, our own mechanism, because of the nutrients in here, to repair and to heal itself. So is your skin then getting younger? Yes, because it's not breaking down anymore, it's building up. And that's what you don't want to do. And that's why this has also a very natural form of vitamin A. And retinoic acid, or retin A, is a very synthetic form of vitamin A, or a part of vitamin A. And while that stimulates collagen and elastin, what it also does is it causes inflammation in the skin. and that causes aging. Anytime you have inflammation, you have aging. And this is calming down all inflammation. It's giving the body the nutrients it needs to heal and repair. So we're not breaking down, we're building up.
That's great. Yeah, actually, that brought up the next question. So with UV protection, would this replace like a sunscreen, or would you need both of them?
Well, the one thing is, I am totally against chemical sunscreens. You know, they showed that the release of chemical sunscreens increased cancer, different types of skin cancer. It's chemicals. Your body doesn't recognize it. If any product that we put on our skin, we should think of it as eating it. Because if our body's not recognizing it, it's going to show it as a foreign matter and try to fight it. And with chemical sunscreens, you know, again, it's causing inflammation immediately when we're putting it on. Our body's fighting it, and it causes, you know, other types of cancer. I do believe in zinc oxide, and zinc oxide our body needs. Zinc is so healing. So definitely if you're going out on the boat or anything like that, I would recommend putting some form of zinc oxide on top of this. This is giving you, you know, a natural SPF anywhere. Well, the raspberry seed extract says from 25 to 50 SPF, but that's only for that one ingredient. When you add the other ingredients, it's diluting it somewhat. So to know the SPF, I don't really know that. It's giving you a little extra protection. But what SPF actually means, and they've been debating this for a long time, is like how long can you stay in the skin or outside without, you know, causing burn to the skin. Everybody's different. You know, obviously a baby's skin is, you know, going to burn a little easier. So you know your body and you know how long, and you don't want to, and we need vitamin D from the sun, which again, mustard seed extract helps to absorb that. So it helps the passageways so we can get more vitamin D in our skin, but you don't want to inflame the skin. So definitely would recommend a zinc oxide, an organic based zinc oxide on top if you are going to spend more than 10 to 15 minutes outside.
Okay, great. Now, does this product have a pH level? Do you know
it does. That's very important. Very, very important. Our skin is made to be more acidic. So if you have drier skin, you are more alkaline. And you always want to bring the pH back to more acidic, because that's, again, where and it's called acid I can't speak, mantle for a reason, because it's acidic, and that's where our immune system is in fighting. And so this is a pH around 4.5 to 5, which is perfect. That's exactly where you want a healthy skin to be. So the immune system and actually all the enzymes and vitamins will work better or synergistically.
Cool. Okay. And then what's the viscosity of the product?
What do you mean by that?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know. That was one of the questions that was sent to me. Viscosity. I'm guessing it has to. Is it something to do with like the thickness of it or the density? Maybe. I don't know what that really means.
Yeah, I don't know what they mean by that. I mean, okay. The one thing that anybody that has tried this, they know it doesn't sit on the skin. Okay. You know, because again, it's most like our natural oils. Our skin just absorbs it. And the same with acne, you know, prone skins. This has jojoba in it. Jojoba is a seed, actually derivative here in the Sonoran Desert in Arizona, where I'm at currently. And it is most like our natural sebum. It's antibacterial, antimicrobial, and it really helps with the healing of acne. But again, your skin just recognizes it as its own and takes it right in. So it's not sitting on the skin like a lot of products do. I don't believe in mineral oils or silicones or anything that will just sit on the skin, because that doesn't allow your skin to do what it's supposed to do, which is breathe and excrete. You know, this doesn't do that. It goes into the cells and it works into the skin. There is a nice protective barrier, but it's the natural lipid barrier. So with somebody with sensitive skin, you know, it helps with any irritants that they might come in contact with, you know, toxins. I have 2 clients the last couple of days that have came to me that have very sensitive skin, and when they walk on an airplane, their skin's very reactive, and it's just from being in tight quarters with everybody's cologne and hair products. And you know, the average person puts 263 chemicals in their body, on their skin, before having their first cup of coffee, you know, if you think about it. And this counteracts that.
Okay, so that actually brings us to the next question, which is, does it penetrate to the dermis level? You know, because a lot of products don't, right? They'll just stay with the cuticle or the granular level. But if it goes to the dermis, how does it do that?
Yes, it does, and that's like a huge thing for me. Is you know, there's some products that benefit just doing on, you know, going surfacely. But with these nutritives, you know, I wanted it to go into the cellular level. And how it does it is the oils. You know, it recognizes these oils, like our same oils in our skin, the phosphatidylcholine, and takes it right where it needs to. Because otherwise you're just, you know, and again, I brought another visual. Our skin's like an onion. You know, if we think we have dead layers, and these are our protective layers. So, you know, I don't believe in over exfoliation too. And that's something that a lot of skincare, I guess, companies will do is, you know, they have the acids and everything to exfoliate. And your skin does look good because you have all this dead off. And you know how when you peel an onion, it's nice and shiny and new underneath. And it does look good. But what you're doing is you're making it more vulnerable. You're taking this protective barrier away from, you know, protecting it from the DNA. So most products, yeah, they do just sit on the surface. And there's a large percent of them, unless they have a carrier that takes them to the cellular level. And that's why I chose to create this in a nutritive oil rather than a serum. Because in a serum, I would have had to put all these ingredients, well, they wouldn't be in their raw state, so they wouldn't have the enzymes. So there's many reasons. But it would have to have some kind of synthetic carrier to carry it to the cellular level. And I didn't want to do that. You know, I wanted it to be, again, recognized by the body and used all the components, just like food that we eat. You know, if we have it in its live raw state, you know, the enzymes and everything break down better. If we were to just drink orange juice rather than eating an orange, it's not broke down as readily, and that's why we get the sugar spikes. If we eat the orange, we have the fiber from the orange that slowly releases the sugar, and our body can actually metabolize it better. The same thing with these products. It's like the enzymes and everything that are in there are allowing your body to preserve it and to utilize it the best way it can.
Okay, awesome. All right. So what is it that causes like fine lines, wrinkles, and, you know, darkness under the eyes, those kinds of things?
Many different reasons. Like I said about the sugar is huge. There is damage from sitting in the sun, you know, that's causing a lot of free radicals. That's why we have a lot of antioxidants in here. Free radicals is basically, it starts to, you have this particle that is missing an oxygen, and so it starts linking on, and then, you know, it starts bouncing and it causes inflammation. So antioxidant is adding another oxygen to it, stopping that free radical process. But when we have that free radical damage, you know, we're starting to break down. And again, we don't want to break down, we want to build up, you know. So like this onion, the germinative layer underneath, that's the live layer, that's the dermis, you know, and that's what we want to feed. these layers, they slough off every 40 days. As we get a little older, and this is part of aging too, is our metabolism in our bodies, everybody knows, slows down. Our digestive system gets a little sluggish, so we're not receiving the nutrients from our food that we did as a younger child. That's why all skin conditions can be healed through the gut, and that includes anti-aging too, because you want the nutrients from your food to get to your skin. But unfortunately, not everybody has a healthy gut, and so especially vitamin C, by the time your skin gets it, you would have had to consume high doses of vitamin C. So the metabolism of our skin slows down just like our bodies. So the estrogen and testosterone and everything starts to get out of whack. So when we start losing estrogen, that's when our skin starts to sag too. And, we get a little angry. And that's why we have the forehead frowns. It's like our skin's getting a little angry. And so how this works to combat that, the anti-aging, is it's, again, allowing the nutrients and enzymes to speed up the metabolism. So your body can then have the receptors to get estrogen to your skin and allow the skin to combat that aging process. Allow the nutrients from the vitamin C, because we're putting it topically, to reach there and heal where our sluggish digestive system is not reaching it there. There's so many factors with aging. So the main two, though, are the sun and sugar. Sugar's number one, sun. Also, lack of sleep and stress. Sorry, you're just going to have to sleep and not stress, because this product's not going to do it for you.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. So does it actually stimulate the production of elastin and collagen?
Yes, it does. There's actually one specific ingredient. I wrote it down for you because I thought it was so important. The one thing that, with a lot of anti-aging, everybody was so focused on collagen, which is great. And so if you think about injectables, people are injecting collagen in. But what they found is people were getting fatter faces, but the elasticity of their skin was still hanging. So you had a fat face with hanging skin on it. It's not very appealing. So then they found that if you went after and increased the hyaluronic, which is the sugar in our skin, it's the same as in our eyes, it's the same in joints. If you increase hyaluronic, then you're also going to increase the elasticity of the skin, and they work together. So the elasticity, if you were to think like a rubber band, and it's just holding those collagen fibers together. So it's nice and tight, and that's the texture of our skin. And that is actually the green tea seed oil. So, green tea is so beneficial for antioxidants and helping with free radicals and mutated, but it also, with this in particular, it really helps with the synthesis of elasticity or elastin.
Okay, great. Now you mentioned gut health. Are we talking about just eating a healthy meal, organic food, or we're talking a little bit more about like taking probiotics? What exactly are you meaning with gut health?
Well, basically, and the whole reason why I bring this up is because 80% of what goes on with our skin is internal. So here we are, we're talking topically, this is only 20%. And so if you don't address that other 80%, you are not going to heal then your inflammation, whether it be from acne or rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, and even aging. So when you have, and this goes with the standard American diet, so SAD, S-A-D, is we have a lot of processed foods, and we're not getting those digestive enzymes, which are huge. So if we have fake food as opposed to real food, our body's not going to recognize it. We're not going to get the digestive enzymes, because you get the digestive enzymes from raw food. And how you heal your gut is removing inflammatories, which are sugars. Number one, sugars, dairy, yeast, and gluten here in the US is huge, and soy and corn. Those last three, they've really have been changing over the last, I don't know how many years because of GMOs. Our body's just not recognizing them, and they're causing a lot of inflammation. So if you're wondering why so many people are becoming gluten intolerant, you know, wheat used to be such a, you know, staple in our diets, and it is in other cultures. It's just our body's not recognizing it because it's really not genetically the same. So it's causing all this inflammation in our guts and causing a lot of autoimmune diseases and inflammation. So what a lot of doctors do is when you have like eczema, psoriasis, acne, they're treating the symptom, which they're giving it antibiotics and cortisol, which is suppressing the immune system. And it's just symptom stuffers. It's not healing the gut. And so how you can heal the gut is removing all of those that I had said. Also good fats. So coconut oil really helps to heal the gut. It coats the gut, seals the gut. It helps to kill the candida, which like you said, probiotics are great, but you have to get into the at least 30 billions. So yogurt, no, that's high in sugar, and it's pasteurized. Majority of them are pasteurized, so the probiotics in it are killed. So you need to take definitely a probiotic. If you're not eating a raw organic diet, then you need to definitely add probiotics. A more natural probiotic than even taking one that is 30 billion strands is sauerkraut. Eating sauerkraut has the most natural form of probiotic. Definitely heal the gut. That's your immune system. And especially if you're a big meat eater too, it takes a long time for meat to digest. And we are not made to eat meat every meal like Americans typically do. So if you think, I have a sluggish gut, and it takes a long time to digest meat, that meat in there is actually rotting inside the gut, and it's off-gassing toxins. So you're only healthy too as your colon. Your colon is your last form of digestion. And so all diseases start in the colon. So if you are not processing your food and it's sitting in there and it's sitting in your colon and off-gassing toxins, you're going to become sick. So it's very important to heal the gut. I would say the number one thing is to remove those inflammation in our diet, and also drink warm water as soon as you wake up in the morning with a tablespoon or two, if you can, of coconut oil to go ahead and start flushing out those toxins first thing in the morning, get the peristalsis moving in your gut, heal the gut, and that you're going to see clearer skin, you're going to see a better immune system. Studies show that it's really helping to heal the brain too. So Alzheimer's brain, they're showing just 2 tablespoons of coconut oil every day is actually turning around Alzheimer's. So that's huge to heal the gut. And that could be a whole segment, Jeremy, on healing the gut.
Yeah, that's awesome. Appreciate that. Okay. So the next question has to do with, you mentioned on a previous call about, just the magic of those instant, so the competition, right? They have products that do an instant, oh yeah, I see the results almost within a minute, and
right.
So can you talk about that and why maybe some of those products aren't what they really claim to be, and how even some of them, it was mentioned, were dangerous?
Yeah, they are. And I don't like bashing products, but I like to make consumers aware, because a lot aren't. And The one thing is yeah, we are an instant world. You know, if we could take a pill to lose weight, take a pill to make our skin clear, you know, that's kind of our culture. The same with the internet. You know, we want an answer, Google it. You know, it's very instant. But if you think about, again, our skin and how the turnaround is every 40 or 30 to 40 days, if you're using a product on it and it's instantly lifting, that's not possible to be a permanent fixture. You know, there's many things, I call them, you know, Cinderella or magic shows. So there's products out there that have minerals in it that are great. Minerals are great, but what it does is it pulls the moisture up to your skin to plump, which again is great. It's bringing, when you bring moisture, you're bringing oxygen from water molecules to, you know, heal and nourish the cells, but it's not permanent. You know, you're not, as soon as you stop using the product, it's deflating. It's not, you know, really healing the product. There are products too that have a lot of silicones in it, and they act the same way. They're locking the moisture in, so you have that plumping effect. If you've ever had like a paraffin treatment, you know, a mani-pedi where they put the paraffin, they're locking the moisture in, you're like, wow, my skin looks so great. That's the same way it's working, and people are seeing results, you know, because it's plumping, but it's a temporary effect. It's not a long-term effect. And that's why, you know, when I say age reversal is because, you know, we're feeding on a germinative layer, the live dermis layer, and those are coming up healthy cells, not loopy cells, not damaged cells. And so then they keep, you know, again, replicating healthy cells. So it's accumulative, meaning the more you use this, so twice a day, for a month. So at all the distributors out there, I would say give this to somebody, you know, have them try it as a retail client or come on it as a distributor. 1 month they have to try it in order to see, because again, it's accumulative, but the more that you use it, the more healing that you're going to get. There's no contraindications with this product, except for if you have a lot of, if you've used a lot of toxic products before and they're in your skin, this may want to purge them out. So because this softens our skin, you know, and it's allowing the metabolism of our skin, this does flush a lot of toxins out. Obviously you want to flush them out by drinking a lot of water and getting to excrete them that way. But if you don't do that, they may purge out of the skin. So that's one note to have too. This is great for babies. I use it on my granddaughter. She has very sensitive skin. But if the one product out there that I hate to say I'm not a fan of is the Nerium product, just because it scares me. You know, I was approached many times. A lot of people always send me things, Tina, what do you think of this product? What do you think of that product? The one thing with Nerium is I had a really hard time getting the ingredients. Nobody could give me the true ingredients, you know, and it had several proprietary blends. Well, what is that proprietary blend? You know, I was really having a hard time getting anybody to come up with what was really in it. And one of my professor friends in Honolulu, Hawaii, same thing. And I said, can you get me the white sheets from the lab? And he did. I had him the next day. And I was really shocked by what was in it. And the CDC would say that the white oleander is a cardiac toxin. And how Nerium came back and would say, you would need 400 bottles in order for it to reach into the bloodstream. Well, that's not true. Everybody's skin is different permeability, so how they, you know, came up with that, I don't know. But my main concern is, you know, I know a lot of women out there are product junkies, and they're using everything, and whatever their girlfriend, it's, you know, they're just trying everything. And if they put like a retinoic product on or something that has a carrier that's carrying to a cellular level, and you have traces from the nerium on your face, that's going to bring it into the bloodstream. And I've actually had 2 clients that had cardiac problems that were using nerium. I'm like, can you please report that? I mean, I don't know how they would prove that, but there's a reason why that nerium cannot be sold in any other country but the US. They had to switch their formulation in order to go to Canada, to go to Mexico. There's a reason. And one of the things that, you know, people would come back with when people would ask my opinion about nerium, and I would, you know, tell them, they're like, well, you know, it's $1 billion company. They must be doing something right. Well, so is McDonald's. That's all I can say.
Good point. Good point. Okay. Well, so that actually brings us into the next topic, which has to do with, so if we're talking about ingredients and all of that, is there any kind of certification or, you know, like guarantees of purity or anything like that with the ingredients we have in Replenish?
Yes. Several. The facility that I went through is a toxic-free facility, so it's certified toxic-free. And what that means is even the cleaning products, they're air purification, you know, to make sure there's no microbials or anything blowing around when they're creating this. The ingredients, if you look on the back, they are labeled either organic or EcoCert. So those are very stringent guidelines in order just for those ingredients. The lady that owns the lab, she's the one that started the Clean Cosmetic campaign and fought legislation to make sure that products were labeling carcinogenics, and unfortunately nobody wanted to step up to the plate and say, you know, they had responsibilities. So she had to go state to state getting legislation to, you know, start cleaning them up. But what she had started was nobody wanted to say, oh, this is a carcinogenic or this is a hormone disruptor. What most people did is they just started pulling those ingredients and adding different ingredients instead. So got them to clean up their act. So I feel very blessed to have her as a mentor and to have her overseeing our project. So,
okay. Are there any kind of clinical studies or anything that have been done maybe with this product or some of the ingredients?
With the ingredients.
Okay.
And, you know, because this is a new product, and that's why, please, you know, testimonials are great. But what we do is with a new product is we buy ingredients that have the clinical studies. And with the vitamin C, there's several, you know, so 75% reduction in acne. And again, that is more with the symptoms, you know, so they're just seeing clear skin. And with eczema and psoriasis, you know, it's helping to calm down the inflammation. But if you're not getting that source of what's causing your acne, it's going to keep coming back. So again, it's calming it down. It's not curing it. You know, it's just helping the body to heal. The vitamin C also with elasticity. You know, it's increasing elasticity and collagen. That there's clinical studies, and I can actually send those to you, Jeremy, so you can have them. Let me think what else. The other ingredients, basically, there's studies, but there's not actual clinical studies, and that is because of, you know, what we can claim and what we can't claim. You have to be very, you know, cautious in guidelines. And so there's a lot of, even with the essential oils that we used in there, the blood orange has a very high auric value. The sweet orange helps, you know, with the collagen and elastin. And these have been with studies. You know, not certified clinical studies, but there are studies out there.
Okay, perfect. Next question is, does this work with every kind of skin texture? You know, so basically with Asians, you know, they have very different skin than Americans and so on. Does it work for everybody?
It does. And how it does that is, so say you have really dry skin, and this is amazing for that because it's putting that protective barrier, bringing down that pH again to more acidic, levels, so your immune system and everything are functioning. But say you have excess oil. A lot of people that have excess oil, it's a genetic thing, or it's just your hormones kicking in. So that's why teens, their hormones are kind of going crazy. But when the excess oil, what this does is it tells your body, hey, I already have oil, calm down. So a lot of acne products, they're stripping the oil. It's like, and that's what we were always taught. It's like strip, but again, that's removing that protective barrier, and you're more susceptible to come in contact with toxins. So if you think of a teenager that has been using acne medicine and their skin is stripped, it's inflamed, it's raw, and they're playing high school sports, they're wearing their helmets, which are rubbing sweaty bacteria on their face, they're touching their face with their cell phone, it's making, their skin more susceptible to bacteria, and then they have a mess because not only is their hormones trying to kick in those excess oils, but their protective barrier stripped, and so you have just inflamed skin. So this is calming the skin down with oily acne skin, and again giving it the healing properties, like with the jojoba, to repair and heal. So acne skin, oily, all the way to baby dry skin. Yes, all skin types.
All skin types. Okay, perfect. How long did it take you to develop this? I heard that it was like a 3-year process or something. Is that correct?
It was a 3-year process just because of the direction we wanted to go with the company. The one thing is like originally we were thinking Asia was our market. He has so many wonderful connections in Korea, and Korea being the forefront of skincare, and they wanted an oil, and so we started creating this oil for them, and then we or they decided that they were going to start it here. So it kind of was in the kind of on hold for a little while, but that's okay because things develop, and it just got better and better along the way. So it just things happen organically and happen at the right perfect time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so that actually is one of the other questions. Was we had a kind of a different product at first that was called Perfect Skin that was originally released for the Latin American market, and now we have this. So a lot of the Latin American people are wondering, what's the difference between the Perfect Skin product that we originally had and this new Replenish?
Well, actually, the Perfect Skin product, it was released in Asia first, and they loved it over there. And then we decided to release it into Latin America as well, as they loved it. And I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago, Ree had flown me up to Salt Lake to meet the developer of the oil. She had a very successful company, and her oil really helped to heal. It helped to heal a lot of scarring, which this does as well. It was on the same premises as this. I loved her. She was in her 70s and wanted to retire. And so she had a great company, and she had talked to Ree and basically wanted to turn over the production to Ree. What he had found out later on is they were unable to keep up with our demand. And so he came to me, and I had met her. I knew, very familiar with the oil and her concept of it, and said, Tina, can you redo it and make it better? And I'm like, absolutely. So what I did is I looked at the ingredients. I loved the ingredients, but there was a few ingredients, the vitamin E and the vitamin D, that were synthetic. And so what I did is I took those out. I added the mustard seed extract, which again helps the body to naturally process vitamin D more in the skin. It had the highest concentrate of the most natural form of vitamin E. Also, it had those copper peptides in there and trace minerals in there to help the skin with the elasticity. So it was definitely an improvement on that part. And then I added the vitamin C. The one thing I did not add that I really wanted to add, but I just couldn't get past the smell, was the myrrh oil. She had myrrh oil in there, which is very medicinal, great, you know, ingredients. I just couldn't get past the smell. So I switched it up, and I believe that your products, and I work with a lot of physicians, you know, all over the world and help them develop, and, you know, they're not big on smell. I'm like, no, you have to, it goes along with, and that's why, you know, the sweet orange, it is the essential oil to lift up moods and happiness. And, you know, I want people to be addicted to this and just, you know, feel the good energy that they're putting on their skin. So I did take out the myrrh oil. Myrrh oil is great. I just couldn't get past the smell.
Okay, perfect. That's awesome. So with that, are you currently developing any future products in the Pure Innovations line that would work with this that we can expect in, you know, sometime down the road?
I've actually developed two, and they're sitting in the sidelines, and I don't want to disclose them because I don't want, you know, people keep asking about them, but they definitely will work to help this product a little more so, and I'm really excited about them. I've been working with a lot of different physicians. One thing with the genetics and nutrigenomics, if you don't know what that is, I would definitely look into it, but basically healing your genes with nutrients. Also with our frequencies, you know, adding frequencies to products rather than preservatives, I can do that now. So our products will be preservative free because we have frequencies to make sure it's stable and have a shelf life. So there's amazing things that we have down the line, and that's why we chose the name Pure Innovation. I wanted to make sure it's pure and also innovative.
Okay, great. And so regarding frequencies, I remember you mentioned at one point that the perfect frequency for our bodies is a certain megahertz or something. What was that?
Our a healthy body is 68 to 78 megahertz, and cancer starts at 58. And every cell in our body has a different frequency. That's why our discs work so wonderful. They counteract that, you know, to have more balance in our body. Frankincense, it has a very high frequency. It has a frequency of 400. So those are disposition to cancer or cancer cells on their body. I would recommend putting frankincense. You could put it in this oil. You could put it in shea butter, put it all over your body. This will help to go after cancer cells and prevent them from forming. You can also, as a preventative, your feet are the most porous areas in your body. I would put frankincense on your feet, pure frankincense. You can also get therapeutic frankincense. I like mountain rose herbs. If you go online out of Oregon, they have therapeutic. You can actually take those and put it on the roof of your tongue to counteract cancer. The highest frequency known is the frequency of love, and that's 528, and that's the most healing. It's in the Bible, in the book of Moses. It's a hymn, and music has frequencies. That's why, you know, some people that you're like, hey, you know, she smoked and she ate bacon every day and she lived to be 110. How come? And she's probably happy and in a state of love. You know, that nothing can heal more than love. And it can actually go in and repair, and this is proven with the top genetic doctors in the world, that love can go in and repair your genes and heal. So 528, which is also the frequency of whale sounds and the frequency of chlorophyll and grass and leaves.
Wow, that is awesome. Okay, cool. So the next question has to do with, it's been mentioned that you can restore color to your hair. You know, if you have gray hair or whatever. Is that true? How does that work?
That's the copper. That's the copper and the mustard seed extract. And basically, if you're lacking in copper, you lose elasticity in your skin. The elasticity in your veins is the #1 cause of aneurysms, and it'll make your hair gray. So adding copper back, and you could do this, by nutrient drops in your water, or you can get a pure copper mug, and like I said, with the coconut oil in the morning, if you had a copper mug and you set your water in there overnight, and then the next morning you put your coconut oil in there and you drink it up, that's perfect. You get your copper and your coconut oil on a daily basis. But that's what does it with the repairing of the hair. And also, this oil is great for repairing eyelashes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Does it work for like thinning of hair or baldness?
That's more of a estrogen blocker. There are some components, the coconut oil in there will help to break down blockages. So I don't know. We'll have to have some people try it and see if we get some testimonials out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's 2 components in there that would help with the coconut oil.
Great. Okay. And then, of course, the one question everyone always asks me, is, okay, the pricing, right? So currently through Disrupt, you're able to get this product for $89.95 for 1 bottle. And, I guess it depends on your past experience. Some people think that's a great deal or a good price. Other people think, why is it so expensive? What can you say about that? What is the pricing, is for what it contains fair?
I think so. I mean, with all the products that I come across, the ones that are higher, sometimes people believe that if you price it higher, people want it more. I don't get that philosophy. It's like, ooh, it's exclusive. This is like Dr. Parakan has one that's $700, like a Lemure. I mean, it's just like, I don't get why they're priced that high unless they're just trying to be, exclusive level. But most products that have this bioavailability, like with the vitamin C and the organic, certification ingredients, are, around the $100 range. And so we wanted it to be a month's supply, so that's why we did this size as well, twice a day. So the pricing, we wanted to keep it, around $100 to make it affordable for everybody, but also have, quality ingredients that, does have results. I mean, that's my whole thing is results is what sells. And so the way people feel when they put it on, the results that they're getting, they're going to be addicted and come back. So your skin, you have to invest in your skin because that's what you're going to have until you die. Not a shirt, not a bag, not anything. I mean, put your best face forward. And again, it's also healing, so it's preventing any damage or starting the formation of cancer cells or mutated cells. So it's a great preventative too. So you have to invest in your skin.
Okay. So kind of to wrap this up, so we've talked about a lot of things that it can help with, psoriasis and eczema and all these things. What is the most dramatic situation or thing that somebody has had that this has helped them with?
There's 2 that stand out. One is I cannot believe the testimonials in such a short time of the pigment. People seeing how it is really breaking up their pigment, that they've been on medications and been to several dermatologists and nothing's worked, and it's not even been a month and they're seeing results from it. And that's several incidents. The second, there's 2 incidents where one person had an accident and had stitches, and another person had a surgical procedure and also had stitches. And when they went back for their follow-up to the physicians, in both incidents, when they went back for their follow-up appointment with their physician said, "What are you using?" And they told them that they were using the Replenish. And one doctor, he's like, what's in it? And she's like, oh, mustard seed extract. He's mustard seed extract. I thought I was the only doctor that knew about that. And both doctors want to. I think they might even be carrying it in their practice now.
That's
so they were just amazed with how fast the healing, for the injuries were.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, well, Tina, is there do you have a website or anything where people could go and find out a little bit more about what you do, what this product does?
No, I don't have it on any independent site since it's just through Disrupt.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, on my Facebook page, I also have a Core Wellness page. So it's called Core Wellness TV, and that's where I do a lot of educating, just out there, mostly on diet and skin, and also just spiritual well-being. I think they're all connected. So you can reach out to me there. I believe I'm in a lot of different Disrupt groups, and if I'm not in your group, please add me. I would love, anytime you need questions, please reach out to me. I am available for you.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much again, Tina, for joining us today. We went over the time limit, but it was wonderful. I learned a whole ton, and we really, really appreciate it. So thanks again, and we'll definitely plan on having you on a call again in the future to talk about any future things that are going on, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Jeremy. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.